Hey guys, welcome back to session. Well, not welcome back to session 62. Welcome to session 62 of Materia. Last time we were delving into our story, the menagerie had successfully dispatched of the entity that was an embodiment of duality that seemed to be Elsevier, the necromancer that they had learned about, and another aberrant entity that had seemingly been grown or attached or somehow had become part of her. Uh, After dispatching her, the menagerie had successfully retrieved the dark engine that was powering the hordes of undead that Elsevier had amassed over the centuries. Uh, Taking the orb, essentially the engine in the shape of an orb, and uh, taking the mentally and physically exhausted and pummeled not Dreg, Davis by Bray through the remaining portion of the Necromancer's crypt, traveling back through the secret passage. The menagerie had started their trek back towards Green Hill, where they had encountered and well, learned that this dark engine was still functioning and still manipulating magic around it, to the point of where if it came within proximity of an undead, which had been basically left inert, having lost their fuel source with no magic in the air to sustain them, the orb would actually begin to reanimate them. Uh, and along the journey, which we went ahead and fast played for the most part, the menagerie had worked together on trekking back eastward through portions of Deep Root that they were not familiar with, and then later running into sections that they had traversed beforehand. There were some encounters, but nothing too serious. There was like mishaps with some biting fish and all that. However, on their travels, they did encounter a multitude of things, and uncovered a multitude of things. One of which was that the Dark Engine, this was a relic that had been abused, essentially, misused, put in a basically put in a circumstance, and manipulated to act as this fuel source, converting the energy of Deep Root into necrotic. As they had traveled, and Rock and Al focused on doing research on it, the Dark Engine had begun to reduce in size, where it was originally the size of like a large watermelon, uh, come down to about the size of a little cutie tangerine. Uh, they using this orb, the menagerie did learn, or did not learn, but did successfully bind the spirit of Mobby to the familiar that was created from his severed hand, Hans, and in a sense saved his essence, saved his soul. It's not really clear what happened to him, as he was convinced that he was released from the cycle of rebirth, or heading to the maze. I'm trying to think of other notable things. Oh,
Uh,
something I did forget as far as visuals, and this is on me, but that night, when you did depart, it was one of the, the triune nights where Lune and Luna, the two moons of materia, appear side by side in the sky, unnaturally large. It's not necessarily a cosmic phenomenon, but a magical phenomenon that happens 3 times a year on the one third, when it's one third in the year and 2/3 in the year. As you guys were traveling that day, you would have been exposed to creatures that only emerge on these 3 days. So you would have seen uh, lunar jellies, essentially floating through the skies, harmless, but they bask in the light. There would have been different insects that illuminate bioluminescence, sing to the moons, and all that. So it would have been a very beautiful night in a very dangerous and inhospitable portion of Deeproot. Uh, Anywho, as the menagerie did eventually, over the course of a few more weeks, trek out of Deeproot, they did eventually find a path, and they followed the path eastward again towards Greenhill, where they made camp. And amongst the camp, uh, it had they set up a watch and had some discussions. And Calasor is on his end with you, as he agreed and said it was his duty to escort you out of Deeproot. But after this, he wants to return to Mothras, having been made aware of the origins or the potential origins of Mothras and its tie with the twisted, Temple of Fate. It was also something that was brought up with some of the identification and study, is that the dagger you have is a hag's carver. It is a magical weapon. It's seemingly, as Rock had put it, you can break the blade and it should repair itself over time. An element of the identification that, again, I slipped up on sharing, was that it does seem to have the ability to alter one's sight beyond their normal capabilities. However, it's difficult to ascertain everything about the dagger. But yeah, as that one night did come to, watch, first watch happened, second watch was on its way, and a giant plume of smoke started to fill the air. Al and Rock were essentially just tripping on knowledge at the point, as they kept making more recoveries, and then they were unsure where the smoke was coming through, or if it was the orb itself interacting with the fire, until a blade met the neck of Rock in a familiar voice, to where they had seen or would see their compatriot after he corks the ever-smoking bottle. A dwarven face, bruised, cut, glorious beard with beads in it. However, not in his typical outland, rugged attire, but more in a sleek attire meant for the night, perhaps. And that is where we pick up our story. So
most of us are still asleep, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Al, Rock, and Ragnar are currently the only ones awake, as you had set camp on the side of one of the trails. And you guys were telling him what the jar was and everything. I get to move y'all over one day. There you go. And
so you're telling me you put my friend in a jar?
Yes and no?
Important questions first.
Kind of. I don't. Al, you tell him.
It was incredibly dangerous down there. I don't know how this didn't happen to more of us. These green lasers, and they hurt like hell. And apparently, if they hurt you enough, it turned into this, and we couldn't leave him there. So we found this jar, this container. We kept him. We're trying to find a way to, I don't know, set him off proper. I don't know. We're trying to do the right thing, but I don't know enough about the shepherd and all.
You can't be mad at me. I wasn't even there when it happened.
Oh, I'm still mad at you. We got something we got to deal with after this. So, basically, we're you're going to take him back, and hopefully someone can either let him pass on or restate him.
He was a pile of ash. I don't think we can bring him back. But then the shark brought him back, so I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Nothing there made sense. Floating eyeballs, laser beams, crazy. It didn't make sense. We were in the maze. I didn't like it there.
Ragnar, go ahead and give me a religion check. At the mention of the maze.
18.
Okay. You yourself don't really know much about the maze. You had heard, your friend Jarcy, in some of his, religious ramblings and talking about his patron mention, that the shepherd and everyone had to go through the maze and everyone had to, find their way through it to either make, reincarnation or be punished or just stall out. So you have the basic understanding of what the maze is.
Now, it doesn't shock me that he got himself in trouble. He was always more curious than cautious. But if you don't mind, can I please take it so I can make sure it gets protected and I can try to see what we can do about my friend?
No, absolutely. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know.
Okay.
I just want whatever he would have wanted. I can't ask him. Shit.
Okay, I'll take the jar and put it up. I'm going to look straight at Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Rock, me and you have some unfinished business.
I was gonna take a step back.
What? I thought. Oh, okay.
I brought something special for you because of what happened. It's especially for you. Now we can do this one of two ways: the easy way or the hard way. I start reaching into my side pouch.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
Actually, I was thinking about it.
Can I half hide behind Al?
You're
Sure.
Much bigger than he is.
It doesn't matter. I'll allow it. So,
I
let's
stand
go
upright,
ahead,
terrified.
just so we get a little bit of order of action as this is happening. So, Al, Rock, and Ragnar, go ahead and roll me initiatives. Let me clear it real quick. It's kind of hard with Jones just blocking everything.
I have my boots, right?
Huh?
Your boots.
I have my boots, right?
Of course you have your boots.
Well, hopefully that helps. 15 total.
Too bad I'm not awake, or I could buff who the hell I choose.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, you guys gotta forgive me. I'm dealing with Jones, so it's kind of hard to do initiative. 16.
Real quick, are we outside of a tiny hut? Where are we at?
Yeah, you guys, as far as I understood it, because you guys didn't mention establishing a tiny hut that evening. Of course, you could, you just set up camp on the road or like on the side of the road. Sprawled out under, not sprawled out. Jesus, Jones, you broke my keyboard. No, you did. Okay, there you go. That's typing. 14 for Rock. Now, Al, I think you wouldn't be in the hut just because of how it played out last session. Because otherwise, Dragnar wouldn't have been able to reach in the hut or anything like that.
Yeah, I think we'd go on and off with the hut.
Yeah, so no hut, under the stars, doing research. Yeah, no, you guys were by the fire. You guys were doing research by the fire on watch at turn. This was very awkward for me.
Jones.
Alright, I think I got it. I think I almost got it. It's just all like up in my face. Alright, Al. So, as Dragnar is saying, he's got something for Rock, and you see him, it's not a subtle action. He's starting to reach in one of his pouches or And you see Rock kind of tense up. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to prepare haste. If I feel like Dragnar is going to do anything, I don't know, aggressive or that would inflict pain on Rock, I'd
Okay.
cast haste on him.
All right.
Otherwise, I'm just going to stand there,
All right. So yeah.
try to act like a pacifist.
I just kind of picture it. You just start kind of whistling, kind of preparing the spell. Just kind of. Keep in mind that if it doesn't go off, you still waste the spell slot in the components if there are any.
Mm.
So, all right, a rock. You can do as you wish.
Yeah. Just my little wand thingy that gave me sorcerer cantrips. Is that correct?
Go ahead and roll
What do I
it
roll?
because you would have been traveling. So let's see what you got.
I gotta pull that up then. One second. Okay, we are rolling. I got a 2. Oh, yeah, cleric. That'll help.
Well, you have every cleric cantrip available to you through the wand.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that then. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna minor illusion of tiny bush. Take it and fly. and hope that Dragnar doesn't notice me anymore. Forgets that I exist. And I'll yell out, we're friends, right? Dragnar? Best buds? You don't actually hate me, do you? And then just bush.
Just attempt to hide in a bush. So I just realized it doesn't have a DC. I will update the wand here and put a DC on it. All right, Dragnar.
Well, the illusion was just me. It wasn't the wand.
Right, that's a wizard cantrip.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause as my hand is inside the bag at my side and go, man, you guys are jumpy. And I pull out a wine flask and I've been working on this for a month and you're about to make me spill it. Then I pour myself a cup.
There you go. So
and hand it out.
Dragnar, because as stout as he is, you forgot just how, big his hands are, and he has 3 little, actually kind of nice, some sort of silverish metal, smaller type of vessels for drinking, and has them all in one hand, kind of clutched, and just kind of pours a little bit of wine and reaches out towards y'all.
Are we still going in turn order?
No, not needed right now. Something happened. So Alex,
you guys are jumpy. Good Lord.
I'm gonna ease up and say, oh, okay, yeah, you were always good at brewing stuff like this, and I'll accept the cup.
And you're gonna watch Al drink.
If there's a pause and Rock doesn't do anything, I'll grab a second cup and offer it to him.
No, I've already drank some. I've already emptied the first cup. I'm pouring my second.
And as soon as if Rock accepts the cup, I'll drink mine right after.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have a sip and then I'll drink with him. But I'm watching Dragnar the whole time. Does it taste like wine? Is it delicious?
Is it black?
Explain it.
Yeah, it's gonna taste very good, very sweet. It's a sweet red with hints of orange and other fruits that you can't really recognize off the top.
I put the cup down after finishing it and charge forward to Dragnar and give him a hug.
surprising speed. It's you haven't been around Rock for a little bit, and he's always big, and you'd never expect him to be able to move the way he moves, and he just rushes up on you and gives you a big old bear hug, or turtle hug in this case.
Okay, you're crushing my ribs. Don't make me change my mind.
I continue to hug him, and I'm just about everything.
He's stronger than he looks.
He actually is stronger than he looks. So yeah, in an embrace of your friend now, dropping your little elegant little silverish metal half cups. Dink dink, and he rushes you, gives you a hug, gives you a big old squeeze. It is.
God, you've been in the woods too long. You're awfully lonely. Get off of me.
Okay, I let him go.
Okay.
And then I'll use thaumaturgy to yell loudly, "Hey everyone, wake up! We have company!"
Ow.
Ooh.
Yeah, Tregnar, go ahead and give me a wisdom save to see if you're deafened for a little bit.
Because he's like in your ear.
Oh, sorry, it would be a con save. Sorry.
I got a nat 20, so 27.
Yeah, you're fine. Your ears are ringing, and all you can hear is like bzzz, like the bell sound in your ears for a few minutes, but you see Rock's mouth moving, and then you kind of look around and.
So wait, what did you say? We've got company? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, then
This
I'm
is how you treat
immediately
your-
going for my armor, and I'm actually Dregnar. You never saw me. So Dregnar, you would see me do the little trick with my glaive, where like I make it appear.
Oh, that's. Oh, hey, that didn't do that last time.
What?
You
Hit-
power surge.
It's good company. It's cool. It's cool.
what? Who's?
Davis,
Who said
you
that?
see a stout figure in dark robe. Yeah, not robe, but like dark garb. And familiar voice.
I see like a little bit of his face behind rock, maybe. Like
Yeah.
he's being smothered currently.
Lord, let me go. This is how you treat friends. I don't want to be your enemy.
What is that? Do I hear? Dregnar?
Davis, help! Get
Oh,
Rock
hey,
off
Rock,
me.
give him a break. What the hell is he doing out here? And what are you wearing? Looks nice, actually. I like it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Well, once everyone gets up, I can tell you the tale and what information and tidings I bring.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, we have lots to tell you, too, though. I don't know how long you've been here. I don't know how much you've heard.
About 30 minutes. I just know that apparently Rock and Al got my friend stuck in a bottle.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's one way to put it.
But like I told him, he was always more curious and cautious. So I thought it would happen. Something like this would happen someday.
He did it. He was fantastic. I'm very sorry that he's met his end, but we did do it. We did it. Nobody thought we could do it, and we did it. We cleared the tower, man.
Sorry I had to miss it, but I had our summons from my monastery on an important matter, and I had to go to Whitlaw.
I'm gonna come and give him a big hug too. Like, man, it's so good to see you, dude.
You too, man. You too. You have to
Yeah,
show
this
me
is pretty
the
cool, huh? Right? And then I'll do the
Yeah.
glaive trick thing. It's like we'll have to talk about that some, and that may or may not, depending upon what the group wants to do. This whole thing may be something we start looking into next.
Well, I'm gonna say hi, Marv. How are you? No stabby, please. Marv is ignoring.
Barb's up in a tree somewhere.
Nico, you're muted. I don't know if you're talking or not.
Or you got
Maybe
white
he's
background.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, like Marb always, he was indispensable as well. He's the one who took down the crazy necromancer lady. He can't stop that bow, although we need to get him some more arrows. He had to steal like most of mine. So
Oh yeah, definitely. So I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Grant will kind of pipe up. He's like, "Why bad news? We just stopped the bad news."
Yeah, right.
Well, remember how they were talking about the giants and the giant canyon out to the east?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, let's say that some of them have found a new home in Green Hill.
Oh my God, so is everybody like evacuated out of the town, or?
Not everyone. Some of them are still there under martial law. Basically, remember them Mother Nature bitches or whatever they were?
Yeah, the
Crap.
sisters of something. I don't remember. Yeah.
Sisters of the Motherhood of Traveling Pants, whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. But apparently, the giants worship the same thing or same person or same entity or whatever it may be. They have come to an alliance because they worship the same, and they help the giants, and the giant can infiltrate Green Hill and basically have taken the town over. And anyone that's still there is either converting to this religion, faking that they're converting to this religion, or they're being held captive because they're not wanting to convert to the religion.
So what about like Seb and Hava and all of them? All the Adventures League
Well,
folks.
that's some good news and some bad news. Seb made it out. There are a couple of the other guys from the guild are with him as well, but there were some casualties.
Oh no.
Amara has been confirmed to have been killed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hava has been confirmed or most likely dead. Wiggs and Lionel are most likely dead. There are some others, but those are the key ones. On my way back from Whitlaw, I went to Green Hill, kind of snuck in, looked around a little bit, didn't find anybody, but one of the guys there that are pretending to be those mother, whatever they are, told me that he had heard rumor that Zeb and the other guys had went to another location. I went out there. That's where I got the note that you guys had sent about Rock telling me I'm out. I look at Rock like, whatever.
That was just a
And
joke, obviously.
yeah. And he told me to come find you guys, and it told me where you guys had gone. So I decided to travel down the road as far as I could and kind of monitor the road to see if I could find you. He wants us to return to where they're at. No rush, but he wants us to be part of the planning of taking Green Hill back. Out of game, Adam, did I mess anything up or forget anything significant?
No. Though. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you covered everything.
Oh man, jeez, that's so many people gone.
Yeah, and this was as of about 4 or 5 days ago when this happened. You may have smelt the odor of burning wood.
Is that
Uh,
Green Hill?
that was Green Hill.
Jesus.
There was huge boulders attacking the towers. There's some damage to some of the buildings, not a lot. They looked like they wanted to try to keep the town intact so that they could take it over.
You probably won't know, but do you know anything about Jade?
Jade is all right. She's with Zeb.
Oh, thank God. She was a Seb, you said?
Yes,
Mhm.
Seb. That's
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry, Seb.
What was the name of the guy that the fighters that Marv pranked?
Oh, I can look it up. I forgot. He's a fear ball guy. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I liked him.
Oh, Cletus and his sister
Cletus.
Cassie.
Yeah. You know anything about Cletus?
Adam, would I have known anything or heard anything about those?
This is good.
Cletus is good.
Cletus
What about
is
his sister? Because I knew his sister.
Actually,
Wait, maybe unknown as a financer, obviously.
no. Actually, I think no. Yeah, Dregnar, you would have met pretty much most of the people. Cletus did have a sibling there with him.
I'll say that Cletus was there with another furbolg. Looks like a sibling.
Oh, fantastic. And what was his I honestly forgot the sister's name. Again, I can look it up. But
Cassidy.
Cassidy, right? Oh yeah, that was probably Cassidy. I talked to her briefly before. That's great news.
Now, as far as to your question, Davis, on how I look, my summons to Whitlaw, I was introduced to one of the new masters, or one of the masters of the monastery that I'm from, and I've been selected to pursue down a different course, or same course but different, slightly different. And right now I have no taskings, but I may get taskings in the future for certain things I'll have to do. But usually it's for the better of the land. So I'm thinking it'd be something that will coincide with what we're doing anyway.
Wow.
I'm basically embracing more of the monk side than the wild side.
Okay. I have a hard time thinking that anybody is your master, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know, James. At this point, I know we've seen the concept art. I think Danny, you should be able to pull up his sheet, and if you wanted to share it on
Sure.
stream. But I don't know if there's any anything you want to describe on your person, anything that's visibly changed.
So yeah, basically with the change, you will notice that I don't have any large weapons on me. I have a small backpack, a couple of pouches and things around my waist. But you will also notice that there's a bandolier across my chest that has ninja stars in them. And then you will see in my hand, either in my left or my right, depending on which one I'm not using, you will see what looks like to be a really fine crafted knife, but it's attached to a cable, about 10 to 15 foot cable with a large, like probably the size of a golf ball, metal ball at the end of it.
Do you have your brewer stuff? Like, do you have like?
Yeah,
potions
I
and stuff?
still have the
Okay.
brewer. That's in my backpack and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still got, you still see the very visible scar across his nose, and
You
the glorious, glorious salt pepper beard.
I also just realized you might notice that that my orifices are lightly smoking / steaming.
That's interesting. You will also notice that my eyes seem to have a shimmer to them.
Not as intense as the art, but there's just a little bit of something.
Even in the darkness here,
Even in the darkness.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just a little. Yeah, and then Dragnar, as you were discussing and taking in, your compatriots, you do see that there are some visible changes. You were obviously pointed out the owl looks more like he should be his father. Rock pointed out the detailings on his shell. As Calsorm, stepped forward, you would see, he's got almost like acid burn, kind of dark markings, as if he permanent tear markings on his eyes. Marb looks normal. Grant looks about a decade younger, and Davis looks a little bit younger. But yeah, even he just looks like he's a little bit of steam coming off of him.
So, Davis and Grant, did you take life from Al?
Help me.
No, I mean apparently the maze just gonna have weird effects on you. I don't think normal people are supposed to go and come back. That's what I get.
Lucky we're not normal people.
True.
I was gonna say, basically, you're saying you guys are all normal and Marb isn't, because he's the only one that doesn't have a visible change.
Yeah, no, that was weird.
Rude. Yeah, you're weirdos. Nothing happened. Just good old Marv. Normal.
Oh, Marv, do you
Actually,
have,
real quick, I want to insight check that. Sorry, I gotta insight check that.
I was waiting for you. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, not great. 12.
All right. Even just based off his passives, it doesn't matter which one. Marb is
Yeah, that's weird.
one of the most difficult people to read that you've ever encountered.
Yeah, he got lucky, I guess. I mean, maybe it's like, Kenku don't get affected by the maze or something. I don't know.
Mark. We still have the flask, Dragon's flask. Do we still have that? You have that, right? Someone has that. Do I have that? I'm gonna start looking to see if I have that.
What the hell are you talking about, Rock? Calm down. Slow down.
I think you have it.
Yeah. I might have it. Does anyone have a flask? And I'm just gonna start through everything. I know someone's got it.
I don't got it. Did you check the bag?
My honest guess would be if someone had it, it'd be Rock. 'Cause
Yeah, I probably do. Okay, I'll just be going through my bed, reaching around my shelf and trying, because I know I got it somewhere. I got your flash, Dragonite. It's here somewhere. Just hold on. And I'm just tossing stuff.
Yeah, so as you see him start, de-shelling, not taking a shell off, but basically taking off all the stuff off his shell, taking off some strappings and some ropes, a little chest falls off, and then he very gingerly takes his flower pot off, puts it on the ground, keeps searching, keeps reaching, pulls something out, grabs his pot with some weird lines on it, puts it down, and then eventually, yeah, you do find the nice dwarven. It wasn't dwarven, right? It was more like stylized flask, if I remember correctly.
I don't even remember this item.
Yarsi gave it to us so that we knew that he knew Dragonite, and I'll toss it to Dragonite.
Oh, right.
Oh, thank you. At least that didn't get sucked into the bottle.
Mm-hmm. As you catch it, there's just a little bit of something.
I drink it.
It's strong. It's good. It's strong.
Yep, one.
You start kind of steaming up, kind of like Davis for a second there.
That's good. I need to learn that recipe.
So
Wait, you said there's a flask full of something you didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Didn't we drink that flask already? I thought we also had tried it.
Y'all may have. It was just it was the flask that Yarsi showed as proof that he knew Dragnar.
Well, we're still alive, so
Yeah.
I guess he was your friend.
Yes.
Did you tell him about the jar already?
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard about. What'd you guys say, Jarcy?
That's his name.
I mean, we joke because we
like
love.
it, joke.
Okay, so you're pretty much up to speed with spooky magic, kill bad guy. Sweet, let's go.
I mean, it was beyond
Welcome
spooky
back,
magic.
Ragnar.
It was spooky,
Mega spooky magic.
alien things. But we've seen spooky magic. That was
I mean, after a while, everything's spooky magic.
true.
So as you guys are kind of discussing real quick, and the jar, the soul jar, with the beautiful gossamer lattice work of basically emulating the shepherd's weave and all that. Most of you, aside from Rock and Davis, would notice that inside, where there is the little black bird-like spirit, there's a second little one in there, smaller, with him.
I wonder if that's Brimmy.
Wait, what is?
The second bird that's in there.
Huh. I guess you knew about Brimmy? Well, I don't know. You guys knew each other pretty well.
That was just familiar.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it too much, but I guess
Really?
does it look like Brimmy, DM?
It actually does look like a very miniature, scaled down Brimmy, dark little raven.
Yarshi didn't have him out the entire time?
I don't remember out of character. I don't think he did he?
He didn't because of the magic.
The magic, right,
Yeah.
right.
Purple comes flying by and kind of lands on Dragnar's shoulder and gives a little tweet.
No, he
What's up,
came
bird?
down there. Everything was all weird with the way magic worked. So Pebble and
couldn't
Remy
be out
were,
because
yeah.
familials get weakened or absorbed.
Yeah.
But that's weird because as far as I know, when the cast or dies, the familiar dissipates.
I mean, maybe he's not dead. This is all weird.
Okay. I'm no magician, so we'll have to wait till we get somebody a lot more intelligent than me.
Same.
Grant will just kind of pipe up in a a little bit more of like a gruff, detached way, and just be like, "Think that's a soul in the jar."
Oh yeah, that's what that other like ghosty thing said. Soul jars or something.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, do you remember Hans? Hans, like we found the I guess the original owner of that hand, and well, not the actual, but we found like the soul of him, and then they came together or something. It was weird.
We found the soul of the owner before
The hand.
Calitor got it.
Yeah, so Calisar would kind of be like, owner, I think it was his hand.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the dude that got his hand chopped off and became a Hans, you found him.
Yeah, Mobby, I think.
Yeah, and I think
He worked with the crazy necromancer lady. I mean, not like for her. Like he was like forced to do so. It was yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually the jar that Yarsi is in now.
Yeah, but it looks really different now. Like when he was in it, it had like writing and all sorts of like parchment and stuff like that. And now it looks really like the Shepherd's Temple place. So I guess it
That's
changes based
interesting.
on the soul. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Dragnar, you would see as you're, the jar is, presented, by the fire and all that as you guys are discussing that it is, like we described, it is beautiful. It does not look like the two entities inside of it are in any type of turmoil or anything. They have their little space. They're able to fly around in the jar. And then you do see the glinting from the silver chain and emblem of the shepherd that is sealing the jar.
Yeah, thing's a bitch to get open, man.
Across all the jars, does it ever seem like the entities inside acknowledge the outside? Like if you tap on the glass, they don't pay any mind, right?
Yeah, they do not. Are you tapping on this one?
No, but I would just express again. I'd ask him how he wants what he wants us to do with him, but I don't feel like we can communicate with him. I don't know what to do.
Maybe Seb knows somebody who can help us out.
Yeah, where did you say that they are? They're somewhere. They're not in town, right? They're somewhere.
No, what was left of the guild house is in another location in Seb. That's where the paper bird
It
came.
went there. Okay.
Because it's attached to a location or item in the locations. He explained it to me. I didn't really understand it, but he told me to come find you guys, and no hurry, no rush, so we can head out in the morning. But he wants us
the
to
town's
go
on
back in.
fire. It sounds
Well,
like there's
it's
a bit
not
of a
on
rush.
fire. It's not on fire now. It was on fire, but the
It'll probably be on fire again.
Yeah, I
Well-
think we should get there.
well, we can. It's not totally up to you, but they didn't want to do much damage because they took it over because they want to build a place that's dedicated to the mother of nature or mother of bounty or whatever she was.
Gonna have a hell of a time
I
retrofitting
feel
those
like-
houses for giants.
Well, all the giants, as far as I saw, were gone except for some patrols on the outside.
Oh,
was
it's
all
just the crazy
giant-
cult.
It's the crazy cult and some giant kin like ogres and stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay.
He wants, like I said, the main threat right now is the people that are being held captive, which I don't know how many there were. Others are, out of game. The way me and Adam were thinking about it was, remember the first Red Dawn when Cuba took over the small town?
No, and I'm actually old enough to remember that movie, whereas most of the people in the group are probably not.
I am not. Yep.
It's from like
On
1985.
a remake.
Yeah, I don't. I've seen the movie. I don't remember that.
Basically, imagine an internment camp.
Wait, were there like, yeah,
for the bad people who don't want to conform, and then everybody else, there's strict curfews, there's strict laws. You know, you can only go to certain places at certain times. There's no stuff on the shelves, stuff like that. Basically, they're isolated. So the only people that are in trouble are the people that are in the internment camps. But back in game, Seb said he wants us to come up with a plan instead of just rushing in.
Go ahead.
Oh,
But rushing in's what we do best.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hopefully, the
and
plan is the Russian.
anyone that actually, all of you, if you wish, if you want to try to remember the population or so of Green Hill, y'all can roll me a intelligence check. If you are proficient in history or survival, you can use your proficiency bonus on the intelligence check. Marb, your
intelligence check it is.
your land feature doesn't apply to this because it's more of an urban thing. Not a,
Yeah, we're pretty much ahead of this one by this point.
All right. So yeah, I do mystery wise as well. One of the ones that just it's so weird. Like, do a recent history check. It's like just do a streetwise check.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
Is,
It's like, how do I find a place around town? It's like, streetwise, man.
Yeah. So Marb and Dregnar, y'all would kind of remember that Green Hill had a come and go small city kind of vibe, as you know, disheveled and scattered as it was. Probably like more along the population of 4,000, 4,500 people. Dregnar, while you were at the camp, you're talking maybe a few hundred people tops. So not a lot of people made it out.
So yeah, we can head out now, or I don't know how rested you guys are, or we can wait in the morning and head out then.
It's middle of the night. Let's finish our
I
stuff.
mean, we'll probably want to get a little bit closer where we can start doing some recon, even if we don't.
Well, Seb said he had people doing recon already, and he wanted us to go back to the camp so we could formulate a plan with their information. But you know what? Seb ain't my boss, so if you want to go in, we go in.
Sounds like Seb's got supply lines and stuff
Yeah,
ready,
right.
so he can last for a bit. But yeah, we should get there.
Did you
Okay,
know
let's go back.
anyone got in touch with the Black Purse to come help?
Oh yeah, those fuckers.
Who is? Oh yeah, I knew those guys. Never mind. Not that I'm aware of. Seb, I was only in the encampment like a couple hours, and I headed out this way.
I mean, maybe they just joined. And they were supposed to go
Yeah.
help with the mills or something. I think, weren't they? I don't remember.
Adam, I've known if the mills were still operating, or were they shut down because of what happened?
I guess I'll give it. You know that there were some groups detached and some adventurers sent that were not part of the Eastern Front campaign. They did investigate some of the mills. You know, you would have heard that some of the mills were asked to stop operating, and they did. But you don't know. I mean, there's hundreds of mills in this area. So
Yeah, I'll pass that information on that some of them stopped, but not all of them.
Yeah,
And
we
actually-
should rest tonight and then
Go ahead.
get to Seb.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, how far away is it?
Yeah, Adam, you didn't tell me how far away the encampment and how far away Green Hill are from our current location.
It's probably the better part of the rest of the night's journey to get back there. So it's
Green Hill or the encampment?
the encampment to the outpost.
Oh, it's closer to us than Green Hill is.
Oh yeah.
And the encampment is probably less than half a day's travel from Green Hill, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Dragnar would say, yeah, it's about half a day is maybe more. Just
But that's at my speed for so for you guys it could be a week.
Hey, we got. All right.
Mm,
we'll go fast as we move, like as a group. We'll get there.
I mean, remember who won the race? It wasn't you.
That is true. You did win the race. You are
No, I
correct.
didn't. It was Al that won the race.
No, you won the race. Al cheated. I saw him casting spells.
what? I bled for that.
He did.
What you
What a
gonna do,
lot.
What you gonna do, Grandpa? Gum me?
It's
Oh,
true.
Grandpa, what?
Wow. Too soon.
Grab my beard and get kind of mopey.
yeah.
3 gray hairs sprout in that very moment.
Do I see the changes to Al as well from the scrolling?
So with Al, the scrolling, the changes had basically become invisible. He's no longer. He got all his color back. He does seem a bit more, not charismatic, but he does seem to have a little bit more of a force of character about him. But that might just be due to his age.
A little more guile to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, originally, if you guys remember, I'm doing a side. Yeah, Al was like gray and looked sickly and looked just exhausted. However, with time, over the past few months, it has kind of just normalized. Let's call it. So with that, you guys have half of an evening still to camp, rest, discuss, do whatever you wish. Al and Rock, your knowledge trip on the orb has been interrupted, and I can't remember if it was this evening or one of the previous evenings if y'all shattered the blade.
I think it was this one.
Yeah, I think it was this evening.
This evening, yeah. So, yeah, Rock, not Rock, because you gave him Barb, you're holding, or wherever you put it, if you wrapped it back up or whatnot, but you had the hilt, essentially, the grip and the hilt of the hag carver with just barely any
Wrap. Mm-hmm.
real. What'd you do with the shards, if I can ask?
I think I just left them there. I think I just wrapped there may be like a few of them wrapped, but I was not careful. There were definitely like some that were probably left behind.
Oh, that's fine. Just curious. So yeah, the evening is y'all. Let me know if you guys want to do anything, discuss anything.
I already had my watch. I'm going back to sleep. Night, good seeing you again, Dragnar. We'll get moving in the morning.
You see you in the morning.
Oh, can you cook for us?
Sure. I don't know how good it'll be. I don't.
Because you made good stuff with that. Well, I mean, not to, shit on Grant or Al or anybody, but, I like your cooking.
Yeah, but I also caused us to have a.
Wait, wasn't the
I
other time we
liked your
got
cooking,
poisoned
Dragnar.
the first time Dragnar cooked?
I
Yeah, the
enjoyed
first
that.
time y'all had the
We
hallucinogen.
used the ladle, yeah. Technically, the only time we've gotten sick.
That was fine. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Killed a Hydra. It was awesome.
Adam, what were the stats on that? The ability to roll that the first time?
Oh, the stats to get just the plain bad. It was something like, I think it was like a 6% chance to get completely
Yeah,
bad.
I could scroll back and be in Adam's chat because I figured it out at one point.
Yeah, it wasn't very high. Like the chances of getting something good is like an 80 percentile. Especially since you can like roll doubles and then you get a pick, and you're not gonna pick something bad most likely. So it was
Depends
just
on who I'm cooking for.
Hmm?
Depends on who I'm cooking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Rock. This pot is especially made just for you.
I mean, you can always choose to poison it, right? That's the beauty of the ladle. That's the one aspect that's controlled.
Adam, I will find a nice, not secluded, but quiet, flat area and begin my meditation.
Okay. Whoever is still awake at this point, if Grant will say, Gragnar, good to see you, my friend. But you've been walking for weeks. Sleep is sleep.
Understandable.
And you'll go to sleep. But yeah, whoever does stay up, so Al and Rock, you're finishing out your shift. You will see, Dragnar find a solitary space, sit down, legs crossed, and essentially just will remain motionless for the remainder of the evening.
Before he gets too far into it, I'd let him know. I think me and Rock are gonna try and study this thing a bit more. Just let us know if we're being too loud. But, you do you.
There's no response.
And he's good at that. I will walk back to Rock.
So Dragnar's sitting, meditating off by himself?
Yeah,
Only like 10 foot away from the encampment.
not like super far, but
I'm gonna nudge Al and just whisper very, very quietly, "Hey, watch this." And then I'm gonna make it rain just on top of Dragnar.
with what again?
Create water. I can make a little mini rain cloud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna minor illusion a bush on myself.
I do not even flinch or acknowledge it. I am in deep meditation.
Rock, it does not give you the satisfying response that you were hoping.
Oh yeah, I stare at Dragnar like just like
powerful.
what? Okay. I'll just go pout in the corner.
Gotcha. You're left there with the orb and the fire as your research buddy is just pouting now.
And Adam, I will meditate for the 1 hour.
Gotcha. I will let you know if something happens. Anyone else doing anything for the evening? Al, are you just good with going research and go to sleep, or?
Yeah, poke and prod until the next watch.
Okay. Essentially, the link that I sent you is the link for the item. At this point, y'all have studied it enough where you understand that it was indeed for a very long time it was not used for its original purpose, and the item itself essentially adapted to this circumstance and the situation that it was thrust in. But now it seems to have returned back to its initial, we'll call it stable state. So you and Rock are the only two that have the actual sheet on it. So whenever you feel to share about it, that's on you guys. But your shift continues. Every once in a while, you'll kind of peer over, and Dragnar, you swear he's moved, but he hasn't. And it's time to wake up the final watch, which was breakfast crew. I wrote this down somewhere.
Grant and Mark, probably?
I think it was Grant and Marb, yeah.
I'm breakfast crew because I have the ladle.
Right.
Yeah. And then Grant was going to make biscuits. So Marb and Grant are stirred awake. Rock and Al, you're able to go back to sleep and continue your rest. Still dark when you do rise, Marb. Is there anything you wanted to do, or just straight on going on to preparing breakfast?
Yeah, just like stretch and then start like a fire, like I don't know, like take out whatever cooking kit. Yeah.
Question:
So
does Dragnar still have water going?
No, it doesn't last that long.
Okay. Damn.
So yeah, it would have been impressive, right? But no, it's one of those. So yeah, Rock is sleeping. Marb has the ladle. Are you going to expend any charges, or are you just making it just so it's more food and it's just tasty?
Check. I'll definitely use the ladle, but we need to put something in, right?
Yeah. So Grant's making biscuits for you guys, so you guys can have all the brays for your travel. So he will create food and water. He marks off the spell slot. You have 40 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. So, enough to easily feed and sustain 15 humanoids for 24 hours. We have enough food for y'all. It's just if you wanted to make it tink.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll just roll, right?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it. If you want to enchant it.
Nice.
2, so 2's not bad. I remember it's the one.
Yeah, what's that bad?
Comforting.
2 is, yeah.
4 hours of rest as if they slept for 8 hours. Do not suffer penalties for resting in armor once in the next 12 hours.
So,
That's why we should eat before we go to sleep.
Yeah, but that's okay. It'll be a very, just satisfying meal. It'll kind of be like one of those ones when you eat it and you just kind of want to go back to food coma.
Yeah, it's kind of actually it's kind of weird because most of these there's like 12-hour effects, and if we sleep after eating, then it's like there goes 6 to 8 hours of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this one in particular happens to be like good ahead of time because you can.
Yeah, it's it's the smattering of it.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
So, but yeah, morning will come. Everyone is able to awake. I believe Dregnar would not have moved at all until he is disturbed. Dregnar, go ahead and roll me the wisdom check. D20 plus your wisdom plus your proficiency. Oh, sorry, you just came back. The mornings come, Dregnar. Food is prepared. You're able to break your meditation. Go ahead and roll me that monk check. So, D20 plus wisdom plus proficiency. And I will note down what you rolled. All right, thank you.
Do we need to do all the morning stuff like portents and blah blah blah?
So yes, it is dawn. You guys have successfully completed a long rest. You are able to swap out spells as you wish. You do not have to worry about recharging your items, as they would have, dawn has struck, and Marb, you would have used the ladle before dawn to ruin this food, so it recharges. So let's just go down the list. Al, I don't think you have anything that you need to set, if I recall correctly.
I've used 1 charge on a wonderful silent alarm, but I get minimum 1 back.
Yeah, you get it back, so you're good. If somebody wants to roll a d6 for Callus or Shard.
Sure. He got a 2. So
2,
it's a
right.
10 DC or something.
Yep. Alright, 15 that. What is Marb's? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you got Eagle Splendor.
A totem.
Eagle Splendor.
Oh, nice.
Alright.
Sure.
Bard cantrips.
Yes, and then and the reason why it doesn't have a DC, I forgot, is it uses your DC. So whatever spell DC and attack roll you want to use. So if you want to cast it as if you're a wizard, because it is a wizard's implement, it just gets to use your wizarding casting. Forgot about that. So yeah, Marv, you have advantage on charisma checks. Additionally, you can add your proficiency bonus to the result of each of your hit dice spent to regain hit points. Eagle Splendor.
Sweet, sweet.
So you're super persuasive and super deceptive and super performy. You just feel like dancing a little bit more today.
Perfect for planning chaos.
Yes. I will say, Marb, as everyone was sleeping and you were preparing the meal, at times you found yourself kind of zoning out, and as you almost like in your own little dream state, and then you'd kind of snap to it and just continue cooking, and then have your conversation with Grant, and then after some time you would kind of find yourself, staring at Al as he was sleeping, and then just kind of zone out and kind of snap back to it throughout the course of the morning. All right, morning is here, boys. We got portents, we got items, we got all this stuff. So, yeah, by all means, prepare your spells. I'm gonna just probably leave Grant's as they are.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any like stuff to roll or anything, right?
Yeah, he'll even just keep water walking just in case, y'all decide to cross marshes or whatever. Yep. So, yeah, cool. So it's morning, boys. What would you guys like to do?
Let's start heading into the camp. I'll summon like the brace and we can start heading there.
Are you gonna use all 5 charges?
Yep. Let's get there as fast as possible.
That sounds like you want to race there. That's all I'm saying.
No.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's as
You know
fast as
what?
you can get there.
Why not?
Fast the Braves travel.
They are, I believe, 40 and 80 dash. If I recall correctly. Let's see, Marb. Let's look at Survivor Pouch.
Wait, that means that if they don't get us there, they'll be expended and we'll have to walk the rest of the way there.
Yeah, they move 40.
They move 40. That they move they move faster than you guys would normally as a group. As a group.
As
traveling.
fast, okay, whatever. Is it
Um,
Calisaur just as fast as you, actually, I think?
I think so, yeah. And it,
Well, plus he could be a moorbounder and be faster than all of us by a bunch.
So, welcome back, Al. So yeah, you guys saddle up with Marb getting on Torberius per usual. I think Chestnut was Al's. Apple was Davis's.
Yeah.
I heard you mispronounce that.
And I don't remember who had Bray 2 and all that.
well, is Calisar staying with us or is he leaving now?
So yeah, that's the next thing that I need to do. So Calisor will, upon the morning meal, shaking off some of that little bit of food coma that's occurred, he will, you see that there are tears forming at his eyes, and he will say, my friends, it looks like I will be departing you at the most inconvenient time. I wish I could assist you with the happenings in Greenhill, though I am quite glad I am not returning to society. This is enough. This is a nice size. There's just too much noise and commotion otherwise. I learned a lot from you. I've learned from you all. I hope that when I am done checking with my mentor and perhaps understanding exactly what he is and his real connection with the swamp and the temple and those 13, something they said, she said, it said, struck me. And when they were talking about how flesh can be formed and the whispers of, I think they said something about the whispers from the stars are akin to wisdom. It seemed to be a different way of saying one of Mothrus's 13. I need to follow up with him and see. Yeah, Davis, you would be right. Yeah.
Riley,
So
I cheated.
yeah, that's fine. So the original one is flesh can be changed, much like the star shift the night sky. Fear of the cosmic unknown is akin to wisdom.
I will say, would Calisaur say that one? Would he say that?
Yes, he's
Okay.
got things ingrained in his head.
Yeah, the stars in the night sky thing would definitely. I would start looking off in the distance, like, huh.
And then he would also, for the most part, not remember the exact quote, but just for fun, the difference in the quote was flesh can be changed, much like the bodies in the night sky. Reverence of the cosmic unknown is akin to wisdom, is what Elsevier said. So
yeah, friend, you've been so much help to us. We couldn't have asked for a better, guide through so many different things, and I agree it's best for you to go back and see, what's your master, and keep a look over the marsh. Hopefully we've helped put some of this stuff to rest, and maybe you and Mothras can help rebuild some of the stuff that may have been lost. Maybe kind of get some of the life back into the marsh and life back into the swamp that probably left. But I hope this isn't the last time we, see you. But I can't. I don't know how you'll get a hold of us, but you never know. We'll be if there's ever trouble, you'll probably find us there. You know that.
Yeah, he'll smile, put his hand on your shoulder, and say, "We will find a way to cross our paths once again."
I hope it's under better circumstances than recently, but given our history, I can't count on that.
He will kind of go to all of you, and he'll say to Marv, he's like, "Marv, someday, I know you'll fly, and watch everyone's back, okay? Don't put a knife in their back. Just watch their backs." And I'll go over to Rock. Rock, I will miss our dragon chess matches. You showed me a new perspective and a way to look at things. So, thank you. I'll go over to Grant. I hope you are able to find a cure to whatever is ailing you, and perhaps what has happened to you is permanent, but stay strong, and you look good 10 years younger. I'll go over to Davis. You still terrify me because of how kind you are. And make sure you keep these guys in line.
No promises there. I will do my best, but no promises.
And I'll go to Dragnar, and I'll just be like, Dragnar, I'm glad you came back. The group isn't necessarily losing anyone, just switching out.
We are definitely losing an important part of this group, and I was glad I was able to get back in time to see you depart. We will see each other again.
And Dragnar, don't completely shut out the animalistic ways. There's something there. I remember you mentioning your brother. And
that's sorry, go ahead. That search is still on.
And then he'll turn to Al, and Al is like,
I'm gonna use my reaction to give him a hug.
Aww.
He'll take it. And he'll actually kind of like, in his awkward way, kind of put his hand up on your head and kind of pat you. And then he'll kind of reach down towards his neck and take the cord of Hans off, and he'll hand it to you, and he's like, this key will serve you well. Please. Kind of goes with your style too, from what they told me. Here you go.
Are you sure?
Hans needs adventure. He doesn't need to be stuck in a swamp. His soul, his spirit was stuck in a swamp for 500 years. Who knows how long the hags had his hand? Let him see the world.
Sure, he wants to know more of that.
Yeah.
You'll always be part of the team. I'm gonna miss Cal and Al.
The Cal and Al. He'll smile at that too. It's like, Cal and Al. Got a little confusing sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, are they talking? Yeah. Oh. My friends, I will see you when I get to see you. And he will, Davis, Danny, you wouldn't expect this, but he will turn and his form shrinks down very small, and then wings sprout, and he flies away. I leveled him to 9 because why the fuck not?
Oh shit! Nice.
So you can fly away.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Safe travel, friend.
He shapeshifted. He wild shaped it into a little bird, similar to.
Cool.
Whoa. Could he? Could he?
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Me
could turn
neither.
into a warbringer panther.
Yeah.
I think he can't turn into a bird.
I just never saw him do it. So
Yeah,
yeah, weird.
I always had a crack.
Yeah.
Well,
Onward.
onward.
Are we racing?
Sure.
So
I immediately go yeah, and then I'm off.
All right.
Like I run to my bray, jump on, and be like, go.
So is Davis the first to act?
Go. He was basically like at this point he was basically holding his action, ready to
Yep.
go. Yes.
So I want to cast blind on his brain.
Son of a bitch. I'll roll the save. What's the save?
Let me pull up the mule. Give me a
I've
second.
got it. What's the stat?
Oh, I think it's close to blindness.
Rock. What does it save on that spell?
Yeah, just 1 sec. Con 15.
Con 15. All right, I gotta roll a 14 or higher. Let's go. Wait a minute. Can I use any shit to do this? I don't think I can. Well, what did
You
I?
are technically no, because it is like I will allow you. You are technically using your muster on this for you with the mule.
Oh shit, yeah. A double proficiency, but it's not proficient, so it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta roll a 14. Let's go. I rolled a 4. It's blind.
So you just see Davis start running and jump on Apple, and then Apple just kind of rears back and just like,
Whoa, buddy, come on, go.
and Davis, as you kind of look over, you see that Apple's eyes are just shrouded in darkness.
I look over at Rock and be like, you.
I jump on the closest brain and run off before Davis can get me.
Drop this spell now.
I follow. I'll jump on my brain.
All right.
Start.
Let's go, Chestnut.
Chestnut?
All right.
Adam, I'm gonna let him get about maybe 100 feet out and go. You're going the wrong way.
Perfect. Yeah, so as you guys start, Grant's just kind of moseying on over to his bray. He's like, you ready, number 4? Jumps on it. All the four other of you just, ran off the other direction.
Yeah.
Dragnar, his voice pierces the
Actually,
air.
I want to inside check that. Is he lying?
Okay, go for it.
Oh god, that's terrible. 6.
You can tell me if you want if you're lying or telling the truth, but I'll say
As
yeah.
far as David knows, I'm not.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not lying. You're going the
Oh
wrong
shit.
way.
He's the only one
Alright,
that knows
cool.
where it is.
Then
Yep.
I get a head start in the opposite direction.
Yeah. And Dragnar, you
Mule.
I facepalm myself and immediately turn my brain around and start heading back.
Okay, let's go back.
I spin back, and when I'm hopefully safely out of Davis's range and a little out of him, I'll unblind his name.
Okay. So yeah, Davis, as Apple has been kind of very cautiously blind, you walking forward, kind of you're leading it by your voice and kind of trusting you. Then you hear the clopping the other way. Apple starts to just blindly turn, starts to follow the clip clopping away, and then eventually you'll see that Apple's vision comes back and it starts to pick up.
Like this way.
Dragnar, were you indeed going the opposite way, or?
Hold on 1 second.
And then I'm going to take off Hans from
Calisor.
Alsor. And then Allegretto, go ahead and find the apothic Hans. The apothic
There we go.
dismembered creed.
Thank you. I've spent so many bolts, I can actually carry things again.
Cool.
I mean, odds is not that heavy, I don't think.
Ooh, percentile-wise, it's huge.
God.
So as you guys start passing Dragnar, as he started moving in the opposite direction, about 10 or about let's call it about 40 feet have passed, and then you see Dragnar stop, turn, and then just start booking in the original direction that they all went.
Oh, great.
Wait a minute.
And he is going full key blast speed, so he's going 80.
So is he just running?
160 for 5 rounds, and then I go to 80 a round.
Yeah.
So you're just running? You're not even on a bray?
No,
Yeah, I'm running. I'm not even on Bray because I move faster than the Bray does for the first 5 rounds.
Shit. I immediately cast haste on Chestnut.
I'll do the same.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit, you have haste too? Fuck.
Oh no!
I don't think he's got haste yet,
Oh
unfortunately.
no, I have expeditious retreat. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's right.
My jaw is about to drop.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark off the spell slot. All the key are spent, and the race is on. And Grant's just kind of just mosey on over. He's like, all right, let's go number 4.
Again.
Wait, can I use an expeditious
I
retreat?
think it's self only, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is the limitation on it.
Move you. Oh fudge.
But so with a bolt of speed, like you've seen Dragnar move before, but he seems even faster than he was before. Just because wait, it's action to dash, so that's 80. Bonus action to dash. Yeah,
80. 160 for 5 rounds, and then 80 for every round after that.
Wait, bonus action to dash is only an extra 40.
no, that's another 40. It's 120. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Because
dash is
the
just all your
action
movement.
dash basically is like letting you use your bonus action to move, not like
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, misunderstood. So then it's what? Yeah, 120 for
Yeah.
5 rounds.
Yeah, so he gets significantly like, pew! Even with the Bray dashing and then ow, it takes a moment for you to react to what's happening, and you kind of set in, you're kind of thinking, and you just slap your hand on Chestnut, and Chestnut just starts clapping and very
I forgot how it
past
feels.
Dragnar. And then Hans kind of activates on his own, flips the bird as you guys are moving by, and he clutches on
That's
you.
what I'm talking about. I'm gonna, as we run past, I'm gonna yell, that means friend!
All right, boys, we'll go ahead and take our first break as you guys are racing towards the direction where, Al, you're racing, but you don't know the end point. You don't know the destination.
They don't know that.
Oh, yeah, I do.
When you find that, just head in that direction.